a spectacular battle in the 250 class at Red Bud. We're going to have Moto 2 coming your way. And with that great racing already in the books, the fans at Red Bud, who are usually already fired up, are more excited than ever.
At round 6 in Bud's Creek, it was an all-Martin show up front during Moto 1.
Alex Martin has led the majority of this race, and he's never won one of these motos, but here comes Jeremy Martin. Jeremy's going to make a quick pass.
Side by side, is he going to do it? Amon looks over, he knows exactly who that is.
He wants to be the one. Oh no! Martin has stalled the motorcycle. Did Alex go by?
Alex got by him.
Alex Martin has won for the first time in his career. He wins the moto.
But in the end, the day was won by current points leader Marvin Muscan as he captured his 3rd overall win of the season.
Marvin Muscan looked like the day was going to be bad. He salvages it, wins the moto.
250 Moto 2 from Red Bud is ready for gate drop on NBCSN.
It's the centerpiece of the 2015 Lucas Oil Pro Motocross Championship, sanctioned by AMA Pro Racing. It's the Red Bull Red Bud National. Hello everyone, and welcome to the Michigan and Indiana state line. Jason Wygant, joined by multi-time motocross and supercross champion and former Red Bud winner Grant Langston, and Georgia Lindsay will of course join us trackside to give you all the scoops throughout our race day. Here's your 411, and we'll show you how Lucas Oil Pro Motocross works. We have a 2-moto format. We already completed the first moto earlier today. Now, over the next hour, we'll show you the second moto of the 250 class. Combine the results of both, determine today's overall winner. What happened in that first moto? Well, it's really more like what didn't happen. Joey Savacci here in the 37 is in the lead, goes down, hooked that rut on the inside. So that leaves Jeremy Martin, your series leader, in the #1 spot. Or sorry, series champion. You'd think he'd be gone.
Yeah, but Martin didn't look comfortable at the beginning. Watch here, does not do LaRocco's lead. Cooper Webb jumps it with a tear off, gets to the inside, and he will take the lead. And at this point, Martin looked like he had a one-way ticket backwards.
Yeah,
because he would lose more ground after this.
He'd go all the way back to 4th. First, he has to deal with Marvin Muscan.
Great pass here from Marvin. Yeah. Gets up the inside, just puts his bike in the way, and makes sure neither of them can jump it. But he has the inside for the next corner. So all of a sudden, Muscan looks like he's going forward. But don't ever ride off the reigning champion.
At one point, he got passed momentarily by Zach Osborne for 3rd. Then hits the afterburner switch, comes back after Osborne, and then Muscan to retake 2nd. But about 3 seconds up ahead still is Cooper Webb. But on the last lap, Martin catches him. Webb here in the 17 tries to beat him to the inside to block him, but he couldn't make the corner, drifts wide. Half of a lap to go, less than half of a lap to go. Martin steals the lead. He led the first 3 laps. He leads the last half of a lap and wins the moto. Great effort by him, digging down deep.
And crucial for the point stand.
Yes.
That was crucial right there.
Cooper Webb would finish 2nd. Webb, by the way, is just 1 week back into racing after an ankle injury. So to lead the majority of that moto, not an outright victory, but a moral victory, I would say. And Osborne defeats Muscan, who again is your championship points leader. So Muscan needs to bounce back here in moto #2. Now let's introduce Georgia Lindsay at the GoPro starting gate.
We have our race winner, Jeremy Martin, with the #1 plate. Now, obviously, 2nd place was Cooper Webb. He is your teammate. It must be hard trying to stay in the same truck, work together, but having a teammate. How do you guys deal with that?
I've got experience from last year. We had a heck of a battle. It came down to the wire there, and the fans were really into it. So it was really neat to put on a show like that for the fans. And then Cooper and I brought it down to the wire, like I said. So it was a good race.
Awesome. Well, best of luck, Jeremy. The other side of me, I have Joey Savacci. Joey, this track, I've just heard great things about the texture of the dirt, but how important is it to have a track like this that has so many different lines to be able to pass?
Yeah, like you said, the track is, I think, top-notch facility. I think that's why Red Bud has the craziest fans. But like you said, the dirt's good and it develops a lot of lines. So you got to be smart about it and pick up on new lines when they start to deteriorate.
All right, best of luck. Thanks, Joey.
All right, Savacci was on the overall podium at our last race. See how he does today. We'll be right back from Red Bud.
The Lucas Oil Pro Motocross Championship is brought to you by Geico. See how much you can save. By Kawasaki KX, the bike that builds champions. By Bud Light, the perfect beer for whatever happens. And by Lucas Oil, made in America, sold to the world.
Back here at Red Bud earlier today, we showed you the highlights of the first moto. Jeremy Martin won it, and before that, we had qualifying, and Jeremy Martin was the fastest rider, so he claims the Bud Light Fastest Qualifier Award. Well, the first half of that first moto was not great. He's going to have to get off the line and get going a little bit more quickly. Hey, you see those tires digging into the dirt? Good transition here. These tires are actually based on what they learned in racing and what they now can sell as production items. For more on that, let's turn it over to Dunlop's Brian Fleck and our Dunlop Tech Tip.
Here in the Pro Motocross Championship, we work with many of the top riders like Ryan Dungey, Ken Roczen, Jeremy Martin, and Marvin Musquin to develop technology that we can pass on to the consumer, like our progressive cornering block technology, a block within the block design that evens out the pressure on the knob for improved side grip and slide control. This is important in the outdoor series where we have a lot of off-camera corners. So we learned this technology with the top riders the last 2 years, and we brought it to the consumer.
All right, good work, Brian. See the clock here. We're in at about 4 minutes of dropping the hammer and the gate on this second 250 moto. Here's your Kawasaki track map. We'll show you the course they'll be riding on.
Point of view action. Come through that first left sweeper. Hopefully you get that motorsport.com hole shot into this 180 right. Little tight left past the Fram Mechanics area, then off the Bud Light drop off, back onto the binders. Make a left over this double, which we've seen guys doing it multiple different ways. Make a right, deep rights from here. They've taken this double out, hard on the throttle, all the way up to this Fly Racing triple step up top of the track. Make your left. Now you come down the hill. We saw a little drama in this turn previously, but it's off camber. Then you come back up, drop back down once again on the binders. Dungey made this turn. A great passing opportunity over the tabletop, swing left. Go back up the hill through this right-hand sweeper. That's a big, bold turn. Then after this left hand, you go over this tabletop. Now you come to where the majority of the fans are. It's like a whole different world when you come over that jump. Make a left into the Red Bull rollers. Get your way back. We saw you can pass there, as Jeremy Martin did in the first moto on Cooper Webb, over this tabletop. Now, this is crucial for these guys. If you can get a great run through this double left, which they make one big arc, you can go all the way over LaRocco's Leap, because if not, you lose about a second. Another left, right, and you come over the Lucas Oil finish line jump before it loops back onto the start straight. And that's a lap yet. Red Bud.
Yeah, I thought the arrow was coming up short on the LaRocco's Leap. I got worried there. Here's Jesse Nelson on the Lucas Oil Troy Lee KTM. Got the GoPro there on the top of the helmet, so we'll show you the GoPro track preview courtesy of him from the gate drop of the first moto earlier today.
Yeah, let's just sit back and enjoy.
Nelson would finish 7th in this first moto. You see he's just around 10th here off the start.
Well, I might have some keys that might help. Oh,
Musquin. I didn't even realize that happened.
He didn't give a key. He just locked the door on him right there.
Threw the keys away.
KTM keys to the moto. Who can make LaRocco's Leap? We saw in the first moto how critical that is, and if you didn't see it, you will see now. Line selection. That kind of goes hand in hand. A lot of lines out there. We've heard from the riders. Great racing track. Inside, outside, and everywhere in between. And of course, you've got to eliminate mistakes for 2 reasons. We're at Red Bud, the toughest track on the schedule. And secondly, we're in the second half of the season. If you want to win a title, you cannot make major mistakes from here on forth.
And we have the live Fram Cam on board with Alex Martin. Had a good run in the first moto, ended up finishing 5th. We'll see how he does here in Moto 2. We'll be able to check in with him live. And you see Cooper Webb lined up right next to him. Webb led down to the last third of a lap in the first moto, only to make one error. He's trying to get to the inside and block his teammate from going through. Couldn't make the corner, and that allowed Jeremy Martin to get by. The first half of that race, very surprising. Jeremy Martin had the lead and went all the way back to 4th. Said he had arm pump. You can explain, folks at home, what that is.
Basically, when you hold on these motorcycles, you see the mechanic twisting the throttle, but right in your forearm, the muscle that's, below your elbow underneath gets worked very hard with these guys. And on a track like this, when you're trying and you're pushing, the bike's not quite, 100%, or you're not feeling 100%, you hold on tighter because you don't want to crash or lose the handlebars. That creates arm pump where your forearms basically pump up. But the thing that is really tough with arm pump, you can't grab the front brake or the clutch, and it makes riding at this level extremely difficult.
Right, so Martin had to deal with that. Once it went away, we immediately saw the difference. He started riding so much
like
better.
A switch.
Yeah, absolutely. So the real question is the arm pump gone for good? Will it be strong right from the get-go in this moto or not?
The real question is, who's going to win this moto?
All right, well, we'll start with the whole shot. It's on the line right here at Red Bud. And it's one of the KTMs out front. Is that Dakota Alex on the 88? No, he's just going to get edged out with the 68. Christian Craig and the Geico Honda. Craig had a great first moto. Just edged out of the top 5, but leads early here. And for young Dakota Alex, second pro season, best start we've ever seen from him on the FMF Orange Brigade machine. Martin and Musquin are side by side, third, fourth.
And Webb right there too. So we got all the heavy hitters within inside the top 10 right now. And look at this, Martin gets up the inside. He's going to get around Dakota Alex, or has he? He's got the inside. Can he make it? Can he seal the deal right here?
Not much of a rut to pivot on the inside, but he makes it happen anyway. Well done.
Look at Marvin. He just switched from the complete one side of the track to the other. Now he's up the inside. Look at this.
Whoa!
That was close to a collision right there. These guys talk about racing on a matter of inches. And look at this. Musquin up the inside.
Wow.
He took a page out of Ryan Dungey's book from the first 450 moto. They're teammates. They shared some information. And Musquin, with a power move on the opening lap, closes the door, seals the deal. Wow, what an opening lap.
I've been waiting all year for this. I mean, literally, we went through the first half of this season and never saw Martin on the 1 and Musquin on the 25 do battle. And not only are they hooked up finally today, but Cooper Webb on the 17 is right there as well.
Don't tell me he's going to pass his teammate when he lost the race in the first moto, is he? Doing the exact opposite. He got up the inside. Has he done it?
Yes, he has.
You got to be kidding me. Is this for real?
All right, so spent the last hour saying, at the tabletop, I'm going to the inside in that corner. That's not going to make the pass. So meanwhile, Christian Craig continues to lead the 3 heavy hitters today. Welcome back to racing for Christian Craig. We've been telling you his story all summer long. This guy retired from racing. Last year he came out and rode the second half of the year on a 450, really just for fun. This year he said he wanted to make a full-scale comeback, and what a comeback it has been. He's been knocking on the door of top 5s in every race, and right now leading them around here at Red Bud.
If I'm not mistaken, this was supposed to be his first race of the season, and he's had a couple on his belt, so let's keep that in mind, because technically if this is his first race back, that'd be pretty interesting. But look at this battle up front. Cooper Webb squares it up, changes the line completely. Oh! Musquin closes the door. Very veteran move right there.
Known as one of the smoother, more calculated riders. Oh, and his feet off the pegs, exactly the point I'm trying to make. We're seeing the intensity even push him to do things we don't normally see from him.
Yeah, he knows he cannot afford to be stuck behind Cooper Webb, because Cooper Webb doing everything he can to make life miserable for the number 25 of Marvin Musquin. Well, that's what racing is about. You got to get in the guy's head, you got to get in his face, you got to get next to him, you got to rev the engine, you got to do whatever. This is not, we're not in elementary school anymore,
Cutting each other off 3-4 times every corner, Webb and Musquin. And not only, by the way, have we waited for Musquin and Jeremy Martin to hook it up, here are your 2 Supercross champions in the 250 class. They never got to battle side by side this year either. So all sorts of matchups we've been waiting a while to see, and it has not disappointed. Here comes Webb again.
Great racing. This is what I love, especially with the guys in the 250 class. They're young, they're enthusiastic, and they're going to go for it at any opportunity. Webb now scrubs the jump to the inside. What's he going to do? I think if Marvin goes to the inside, he follows him through there.
And how about Christian Craig through it all, moving out to about a 1.5 second advantage on the Geico Honda. Awesome performance by Craig, who you said was getting better every week. Now, his best finish of the year was a 4th in his very first moto at Colorado. Right now going for the gold.
Now you see these guys really battling to get over LaRocco's lead. For these 250 riders, the problem is coming up to that jump out of the corner, the rut's not great, and they got acceleration bumps. Can't get the power to the ground. But either way, if no one's doing it, it's pretty much still even. It's only when 1 or 2 guys are doing it sometimes it really creates a difference. But this right now, an all-out slugfest. We got Yamaha riders up front. We got the Honda leading of Christian Craig. We got Mooskin on the KTM. And not to mention, Cooper Webb's ahead of his teammate, Jeremy Martin. So is he going to race him quite as hard? You know.
Well, let's talk about
maybe,
the Martin
perhaps.
thing. It's a similar situation to what we saw in the first moto. He started ahead of his two rivals. They made quick work of him get around. Are we going to see him rally again in the second half? And what's the problem in the first half of these races? We've seen it a few times this year where Martin looks vulnerable in the first 10, 15 minutes and then turns it back on. So Mooskin going to try to take advantage of that and get away.
I think if you're Jeremy Martin, you'd only be concerned if it was a 15-minute moto plus one lap. But the good news is he knows how long this race is. He knows he doesn't have to panic right now. He's in his mind, he's probably still in the driver's seat. Just watching these guys wear each other down. That's what you think when you're behind. You've got to be an optimist sometimes when you're behind. You go, hey, I'll let these guys duke it out, slow each other down, get each other's way. He probably doesn't believe Christian Craig could win, but while all this is going on, Christian Craig is stretching it out. Webb now doesn't want to let go.
Wow, leaping down that hill using some braking bumps as a jump to seal off Mooskin. What a move. Webb has now passed Martin and Mooskin. That's an impressive performance. But as you mentioned, all this battling between them has only allowed Christian Craig to get further away. 2.5-second lead for Craig. So all sorts of a mix-up today. So much talk about who could get in the mix with Mooskin and Martin. We got two answers now. Christian Craig out front and Cooper Webb in second, but a long way to go and a lot of great racing still coming your way here on NBCSN. Alex Martin is just on the outside of this battle looking in. He's in fifth with the Fran Cam. Well, for the moment here at the Red Bud National in the 250 class, things have settled down. But myself, Jason Wygant, and my broadcast colleague, Grant Langston, we have a feeling this is the calm before the storm. Jeremy Martin about to launch an attack on Marvin Mooskin for third. Mooskin on the number 25 here, and Martin right behind him. Then up in front, you have Cooper Webb second, and Christian Craig leading them. At some point, these four are going to get close again. We saw a very similar scenario in Moto 1 earlier today.
I feel like sometimes it takes a lap for all the riders to just digest what's happening. You know, it's like take a deep breath. All right, here's my strategy. And everyone's got a different plan and strategy and how they attack it, how they approach it. And we just saw they were all a little spread out, and all of a sudden it just seemed like a switch got flicked, and now everyone seems back in the game. And Mooskin had shown he had the pace in the first moto, just like Martin had pace at times. But at times, both the 25 and the 1 were not that great. I mean, if we're being honest.
Yeah, it's really strange how these motos have gone. First half of the first moto, bad for Martin.
Good
Second
for
half of the first moto, bad for Mooskin. The first half was good for him. And Mooskin made quick work of Martin early in this one. And now Martin appears to be the quicker rider, putting some heat on. And he's brought his brother Alex right with him. So both Martins going to try to gang up on Mooskin. Here's Alex, who is in fifth.
He's right there. You can see the guy. You can see the competitors in front of him, right in front of him. No one jumping Larocco's leap, so that pretty much evens that playing field out. But he can see his brother, he can see Mooskin, and he can also basically see the podium.
Bisceglia is 6 behind Alex Martin. Then it's Osborne, Aldridge, Nelson, and Savacci top 10. RJ Hampshire 11th. Best battle on the track right now is still for third between Mooskin and the fourth place rider Jeremy Martin. There's Jeremy Martin's mechanic. Pedro Sterling got the board out. Focus. I don't think that's an issue. He knows exactly what he has to do. Yeah, on the Yamalupe Star Racing Yamaha.
You don't have to really even put that on the pit board at times. I know mechanics put what they know what they should write, but Martin is focused because he's focused on his main rival and the points leader who's right in front of him. And not to mention, Powson Mooskin, if you Jeremy Martin would take it down to 1 point. I mean, that's. It doesn't seem that intense right now. A lot of racing to go, but that is really close. How about Matt Bisceglia? Apparently he didn't go down the first lap, so Bisceglia always puts in a great performance if he can keep it on 2 wheels on that opening lap. So we know his strategy, what he needs to work on. Matt, focus on not crashing on the first lap and you'll be okay.
Yeah, that's happened, I think, in about half of the motos for him this year, especially in the first motos. Right now dealing with some pressure from Osborne, who is a very strong third in the first moto today on the Rockstar Husqvarna. So the Geico Honda rider, Bisceglia, trying to hold him off. Whoa. And they are not far behind. Amart,
right ahead. Martin went to the outside. I saw it at the corner of the screen, and him and Muskin were almost side by side. Muskin had the inside. Now Martin goes to the outside. Outside doesn't seem to quite be as effective going to those rollers. And then look right behind Jeremy Martin, we have his older brother Alex. So this a lot of riders covered in a very short space, but gotta give some credit to Cooper Webb and Christian Craig. Webb has ran away with this from this battle with Christian Craig, so really impressive. Look at them. You just got a glimpse of Webb at the top of the screen, but they've stretched it out about 6 seconds over these guys.
And by the way, of course, there's an overall win in the balance as well, and Webb would be looking at that right now. Second in the first moto, second here, whereas Martin won the first moto but is back in fourth at the moment. Now a 3-1 beats a 2-2. If Martin can make the pass on Muscan, that would tip the overall back in his favor. But I guarantee you Webb, second behind Craig right now, is not done. He is at least going to try to challenge the 68 for the lead. The gap is 1.1 seconds between first and second. It's basically nothing here between third and fourth. Our two title contenders. Martin to the inside shows Muscan a wheel.
And Muscan there, you see him drift slowly across, takes the line away. These guys very smart, knowing how to attack, defend, and be smart at the same time. And that's what it takes to be a champion at this level. There's a lot of good riders out there. It just takes those little special things that help separate. And Martin not following Muscan, switching it up. But this is a epic race because I almost feel like it's just setting the stage for just an epic second half because Martin's going nowhere. Muscan doesn't want to let him by. They're going to fight until the tooth and nail until the very end. Both these guys need it. Not to mention the points. It's 3 points that Muscan leads by this deep in the season. So for Martin, if he stays behind, he goes to 5. Past him, it's 1. So it kind of helps you understand just how intense this battle is. It might be for third, but it's a lot more than that. Look at this. Martin's to the outside. It's a little bit slow, but can he keep the momentum through the rollers? Muscan cuts it over. Smart move there.
How about right behind me? Still have Alex Martin and now Osborne in the fight. So they have not been able to get away. Martin has done everything he can to get around Muscan. Different lines in most sections, but not here, though. He got held up behind the Frenchman, and that allows Alex to close right back in on them. Jeremy's got to find a line here. Going to try it on the outside. It's going to set him up the inside of the next corner. Muscan can't beat him to it.
He had about a foot that he needed to get by. See Muscan's hand come off the handlebar. Don't know if he's suffering from maybe arm pump. We've heard that a couple times today. And can you believe it, Jason? We're halfway through this race already.
I'm almost worn out. Not quite as much as them, but it's an effort just to keep track of all this. 15 minutes to go in this moto. And you can call Geico and save 15% on your insurance in that same amount of time. But make sure to get on the phone or use your computer to keep one eye locked in on this because, again, the battle is coming. Alex Martin is trying to be his brother's best bud. He's about to pass Muscan.
Side by side, who's going to make it happen? They drive. Muscan takes the line away. Marvin's just really been on the defense lately, and I'm wondering if that's making him lose his attacking mentality because he's slowly drifting back. And Alex Martin right now, his brother's his biggest cheerleader if he could be, but out front, red, white, and blue, the 68, Christian Craig. What a race, but right behind him, Cooper Webb.
Here comes company. Cooper Webb is hooked up with Craig. We're going to have a battle for the lead here at NBC Hassan. Stay with us. Craig leading deep into the second half of this moto. Trying to get his first ever moto win. Webb trying to win the overall. Great racing here live on board. America, start your engines. It's finally time. NASCAR returns to NBC Live tomorrow night from Daytona with the Sprint Cup Series Coke Zero 400 powered by Coca-Cola at 7 Eastern. Great racing here on the line at Red Bud. Your moto win and your overall win. Your leader right now, Christian Craig, has never won one of these motos before, but right behind him is Cooper Webb. And if Webb makes the pass, he not only will go on to potentially win this moto, but potentially win the weekend's overall as well. Craig up on the pegs of these rough sections. Here comes Webb.
Oh, he's got to the inside. Can he make this work? The outside's been the preferred line. Oh, Webb takes the line away. He's got the lead. Not only does he have the lead, that'll give him the overall. Craig fights back.
And Webb cuts him off. And Webb, that was impressive. You said that was not the premier line, that inside line after the tabletop. He made it work for him, though. And as we have seen from Webb in the past, he is not afraid to cut dudes off.
Craig looks over the shoulder to see where he is at, but Webb scrubbed that jump, stayed low, got to the inside, and the right here does the smart thing. Get out of the right, take the line away so Craig cannot rebound and get you back. So now Craig has to go the long way around. Almost gets him back, but Cooper Webb, what an aggressive power move, well thought out, stayed low over right this jump right here, and he puts himself in a position to win the overall with a 2-1. See that last lap time? 2:05, only a second off the best time of the moto, and that's talking about the last third of this race. So these guys, the intensity is picked up, and Webb now just starting to pull it out. Is this his day?
Well, it'll at least be his overall win if he holds on. Sure looks good right now. And the thing we've learned about Webb here over his 3 pro seasons, he's not dirty, but he is not afraid to put the motorcycle in front of you, hop out of the rut like you pointed out. If you're going to try to make the pass on him or get him back, you better mean it, because he will take every inch he can. He's aggressive, and it's going to pay off here as he's got the lead. And by the way, they have really pulled away from everyone else.
And you hit the nail on the head, Jason. He's not dirty, but he's aggressive. I love that kind of riding. It's old school. You know, every now and then, we've got to bring a little Bob Hanna back into racing, get a little bit, you know, pushy and elbow someone out of the way, keep it clean. Let's have a look at the motorsport.com whole shot replay, and this makes life a lot easier when you can do it. As on board, Alex Martin doesn't quite get it. Look at his brother come across in that first turn. Ooh, 40 motorcycles squeezing into that gap. See what happens, couple feet out of the gate. If you don't have it, you're done. But it looked like Dakota Alex had it, and right there, Christian Craig. Oh, see the front end was washing. Wow. Watch the front end, it's washing. Look at it.
He is going down right there.
It's going down.
It certainly is. But he held on, did not go down, did not yell timber. And he's second right now, Christian Craig, and that will give him third overall. Look at the top of the screen. That's the calculation of the first moto and the second moto together. And that would edge Musquin off of the overall podium. So not a great day for Musquin. A pretty good day for Jeremy Martin, who could be looking at a 1-3, and an even better one for Cooper Webb, who's looking at a 2-1 and the overall. Does Martin have time to go after Craig?
You know what's funny? If he gets Craig, he'll be the points leader.
Unreal.
Going into the next round. If he doesn't, he won't.
Wait, I think he already might be, because guess what? Now Zach Osborne has made the move on Musquin. So Musquin again struggling in the second half of this moto.
Oh,
and that's
that just
costly in the points.
Everything right there.
So Zach Osborne continuing to stack up the very solid podium level rides, and he's giving Musquin more than he can handle right now. Back on board with Alex Martin. He's right behind them in 6th. All right, folks, we're going to take a week off of Lucas Oil Pro Motocross after this, and then we'll be back July 18th for the Spring Creek National in Millville, Minnesota. That's a track that everybody likes. Got a little bit of everything. Hills, ups and downs, big jumps, famous sand whoop section. I'd say that track and this one are the ones you might hear the most mentioned as the riders as favorites. And the rider who seems to favorite this one more than anyone else, Cooper Webb. And this young man was a title favorite coming into the year. Tore 2 ligaments in his ankle coming into the year in Supercross, aggravated it as he tried to ride our season opener in Sacramento, missed 5 races, and I cannot believe tearing ligaments in the ankle, missing 5 weeks of action. He's already back up to speed and could potentially win today. Here's a battle for second in this moto. Christian Craig on the 68 and Jeremy Martin on the number 1. All the family for these guys. Christian Craig's dad, Mike the Stingray Craig, one of the all-time talents and great riding styles we've ever seen in this sport, which is pretty much what we say about his son.
Yeah.
So Mike Craig, Christian's dad, who was a factory rider in his right. He's running second is Christian, and Jeremy Martin, whose dad was actually a top off-road rider, raced in the woods, and raised his boys, Alex and Jeremy, to be great motocross riders. So it's a big family weekend, a big family sport, and you're seeing it right here at the front of the pack. Christian Craig, who had retired from racing 2 years ago, back with a vengeance, running second in this moto.
He's looked great since the moment he came back to outdoor racing this season. Missed the first few rounds. He wasn't even meant to be racing until today.
Yeah.
And he's had some good rides, some good laps, some good speed, and it's really impressed me. And now he's starting to put it all together. 2 good starts, 2 good motos, an overall finish. And he's knocking on the door, 1 point away from being on the podium. That'd be awesome to see him. But hey, Firecracker, what do you got for us?
Firecracker, thank you there. You know what? I just think it's been a couple of years of big change for Christian Craig. You know, not only did he retire, but he also got, you know, a 9-to-5 job back in Minnesota. He was up in the North States getting a regular job, and then he became a father. A lot changed for him. You know, his wife Paige and his son Jagger. Big things changed, and I think Christian Craig is super happy. He kept riding throughout that entire time. He did some motocross schools, and sometimes taking a step back kind of can let you take a step forward.
Thanks, Georgia. No doubt about that. He's just in a completely different state mentally, but, well, that state just changed as well. He's got Jeremy Martin all over him, on board with Alex Martin, who's battling with Osborne for 4th. Battle is on here. Fans loving this Red Bud National Motocross action. Christian Craig in second. Jeremy Martin on the number 1 in third. If you're Martin battling for this series championship for the 2nd year in a row, you need to make passes to gain points.
He's got to go for it. He's round the outside. Got a good drive side by side. But Craig's got the inside to the outside. Who's going to get it? Craig holds it off. And
good
then,
line.
Oh!
That's Cooper Webb, our leader. Our leader is down. And you hear the crowd come to life because,
and Craig hits the back of Martin. This changes everything. The points throw everything out the window. Cooper Webb goes down. I can't believe it. Craig gets the lead. So Martin went from 3rd to 1st in 1 corner pretty much.
And now he's going to get the overall win if it ends like this as well, though Craig is still close. We mentioned Craig bumped his rear tire. But Cooper Webb, who had this thing tucked away in his back pocket, and it just fell out.
Well, you know, Jason, that's the thing I was talking about when you come back from injuries. You can feel like you're 100%, but it's the little things. Look, let's have a look here. Let's see what happens. We never saw it live, but comes into the turn. Cooper Webb gets a little cross-rutted, and oh my goodness, that has got to be one of the silliest mistakes he's probably ever made at this level. And that cost Craig a little bit because he slowed up. And then watch here. He clips it back.
Yeah, run into the back of Martin. I'm very confused. Webb has dropped to 4th. Osborne got by him as well.
He probably had to start the bike again, which took a little bit longer. But, man, Cooper Webb, you've got to feel for him. But that's what we talk about when you don't have the mojo and the flow of racing every weekend.
There he is again, now under fire from Alex Martin, who's in 5th. Yeah, it's just those little things happen.
And then all of a sudden you start breathing heavy because you're pushing hard. You want to win. You're doing everything. And then you're breathing heavy and you make little mental mistakes. Because when you're breathing heavy, you're battling to get oxygen, not only to your muscles, but the brain. And those little mental errors come into it. In effect, look at this, around the outside. Alex Martin now wants to get a part of this. Cooper Webb's probably just ticked off as anyone could imagine. He's given everything. He goes to the outside. Look at this. Martin up the inside. Has he got the line? He gets it done.
Man, that was rough. Alex was bouncing all over the place. Takes a look to make sure that he had Webb cleared. I'm still confused how that crash happened. He actually made the corner. It was the exit of the corner.
That's why I said, for lack of better terms, that was one of the dumbest mistakes he's probably ever made as a professional. But those are the things that happen when you're trying so hard. And he might be at 99%, but that was that 1% right there that caught him out. And that's the difference between having 6 races under your belt as opposed to now 1 for Cooper.
And as Alex continues to attack Cooper, that's a battle for 4th and 5th. Osborne quietly into 3rd, and I believe has made a move on Craig. We'll have to get an eye on that.
And that changed the overall as well, because that puts Osborne in the 2nd on the podium for the overall finish. So things changing by the lap here, Jason. we can't predict this podium. Right now, I think we can predict if he doesn't make a mistake on this last lap, white flag out, the number 1, J-Mont, probably the guy that I think we all kind of predicted would win, but he made it really fun and eventful for us to get to this point. But he's on his way to maximum points, 50. And not to mention, if things don't change on this last lap, he will be the points leader.
Was down by 10 coming in. He could be up by 7 when the day is over, because Musquin has had a rough day with a 4th and a 6th right now. Man, that's not what we normally see from Musquin. As for Jeremy Martin, going to look at the results. Someone's going to check the results on Monday and say, oh, I went 1-1. That does not tell the story at all. I mean, it was a dogfight in every inch of these races, and Cooper Webb absolutely positively had this thing and threw it away with a crash. Jeremy Martin will say, thank you, I need all the points I can get. And isn't it amazing how karma works in motocross? Last couple of weeks, Martin has been fast and strong, no doubt about that, but he has had all kinds of weird mistakes. He's cost himself big time in the standings. Last week he had the first moto one, stalled it all by himself, gave that away. Still had the overall one in the second moto, crashed trying to pass a lap rider. So he has given away a lot himself. So it all comes back around, and now he's gotten some back.
Some people might say that's bad luck. I call it racing.
Yeah, it just happens, man, right?
You keep plugging away. You might have some unlucky days, but then all of a sudden you keep plugging, and the luck just seems to turn around. It's like a roller coaster. You got to ride the ups and the downs and enjoy them all.
And a lot of people also theorizing that these tracks are 2 key ones for Martin. He was so good here last year, won the overall. Our next race, as he's already ready to celebrate, Millville, Minnesota, I can start busting out the term here. It is literally his backyard. His parents own the track. He grew up in the house on the same property as our track at Millville.
He could use a pitching wedge to get the ball to the start line.
Yes, he can see the starting line from his house. He'll be there next, or 2 weeks at our next race. Jeremy Martin, 1-1 at Red Bud, but what a battle to make it happen. And Zach Osborne got within sight of him.
He came on strong.
Yes, Osborne, about 4 seconds down at the end. He was not even close at one point, so Osborne showing some fitness down the stretch as well, and he will finish in 2nd overall. Good job by Zacho on the Rockstar Husqvarna. Webb, he'll be 3rd overall with a 2.5, but I guarantee you, as good as a podium might feel after coming back from all this time off, Webb's not going to be happy about that because he had this thing won.
Hey, you take the good with the bad, right? Good thing on the podium, bad thing could have been higher up on the podium.
Well, you should take the good with the bad, but Webb has proven to us that he's not afraid to wear the emotions on the sleeve. Either way, a banner day for this Yamaloop Star Racing Yamaha team. There's Jeremy and his mechanic, Richard Sterling. And let's send it to Georgia to talk to our, I'm sure, happy and maybe even a little bit surprised winner.
Yes, of course. Well, huge congratulations, Jeremy Martin, with the overall win here at Red Bud. And it's America's birthday, and you took the overall. There was a ton of passing throughout this race. The track had a ton of lines. Was that something you actually enjoyed?
Yeah, the track was really good today. Tim Ritchie and the crew do a really great job here at Red Bud. I look forward to this event every year. They do, like I said, an outstanding job. And, you know, I just couldn't have done it without the man up above. Pedro, my race mechanic. Chad back home working his butt off on my practice bike every day. Johnny O'Mara, my brother, my mom and dad, and just the whole Star Racing team. I can't thank you guys enough. And it was a good day today, and the fans were awesome. Thank you guys so much. And big thanks to the TV crew. You know, you guys work hard. You do a lot of traveling with us, too. So we're all just one big happy family.
Oh, well, thank you, Jeremy. Well done to you, too.
Wow.
Some props from the champ.
I think the only other guy I've ever heard thank us is Marvin Musquin. So we officially have the 2 coolest, nicest riders battling for this 250 championship.
A little bit.
Yeah, I'll fully admit it. Throw us props, we'll throw them back. Well, Jeremy Martin wins, but this day was with its ups and downs. We'll talk to some other riders about that when we return.
The Lucas Oil Pro Motocross Championship is brought to you by Suzuki. Champions choose Suzuki. By the Red Bulletin, a beyond the ordinary experience. And by Lucas Oil, made in America, sold to the world.
If you folks are into the Lucas Oil Pro Motocross Championship, you can get official series merchandise at motosport.com, which is also a great place to shop for all kinds of stuff for your motorcycle and also some casual wear from off the track. Here's your Lucas Oil race recap. A crazy day in our 250 class. Christian Craig on the red Honda is just going to grab the motosport.com Whole Shot Award. And Craig would lead more than half of this race. Well done for him in a comeback tour this year. But Cooper Webb would catch him late and then make this pass. His inside line, the left side, had not been good all day, but Webb just wanted it bad enough to make it work. Hops out of the rut, cuts Craig off. Craig's going to try one more move around the outside, and Webb just puts the bike in front of him again. Webb has this, but watch it. Down, inexplicably. Wow. Craig and Martin are going to get by him here. Martin was in third. He passes Craig for the lead when Craig gets held up by Webb's downed bike. And just like that, your series champion from third to first in the moto. He'll win both of the motos today to win the overall and to put the little cherry on top of the sundae. Also retakes the series points lead for his title rival. Marvin Musquin struggled to sixth in this race. So if you look at the results, it'll just look like a great day for Jeremy Martin. End of story. But oh no, there was so much more to it than that. Craig and Webb had their moments. Musquin struggling a bit. And by the way, Zach Osborne, what a run, rallying for second late in this one. Let's send it to Georgia.
Yes, Zach Osborne said to me earlier on in the day he was going to make it onto the podium. You did that, second overall today. Going home this week, back with John Tomac, back to the ranch. What do you think you're going to be working on to get to that #1 place?
Oh man, I feel like we're close. That moto was good. I came from like 15th place to get to second, and it was tough. Like I caught a second wind at the midway through the moto and felt like I was going faster than anyone else, and I just kept charging, and it's great. I have to give it up to the Lord. This is all because of him, all the glory to him, and my whole Rockstar Energy Husqvarna team. My mechanic Dave built me a great bike today. Scuba, Bobby, everyone worked so hard, and we all deserve it, and I think it's showing right now. We have had a lot of good motos in a row, and I'm so happy.
Well, congratulations. Well done, Zach.
And yeah, that's good enough for second overall with all the craziness for everyone else. A 3-2. Osborne, the last thing he needed to figure out was the consistency, and I think he's got that part figured out now. He's been fast and strong for the last couple of years. Cooper Webb ends up third. Oh, what could have been. He had a 2-1 in the bag, and then the bag broke, and he ended up going down and finishing fifth in the moto, which gives him third overall. Musquin sixth on the day, loses 17 points to Jeremy Martin. Let's send it back to Georgia.
Yes, Cooper Webb, oh my goodness, such a strong ride for you, and just that small mistake. However, you've only had a few races back. You had that ankle injury, and you seem to be completely in shape, strong enough, and ready to challenge for that top place.
Yeah, that's what we work for. You know, I felt today like I could have went 1-1 as besides those mistakes, but hey, we'll learn, and I've said it before, I'll take any day at the racetrack than sitting on the couch. So I'm pumped to be here and have the speed. Need to work on fitness, but I think it's just the bike time. You know, you can't duplicate racing when you're practicing. So I'm stoked. Like I said, I felt like I could have went 1-1, but shoulda, coulda, woulda. And we back have a weekend off, get refreshed, and just can't do it without, most importantly, God, my mom and dad, my mechanic Eric. He's busting his butt, and it's showing. My trainer Garrett Swanepoel, Star Racing, Yamaha, Yamalube, Rockstar, Tweed Escondido, Cannondale, Mickey Thompson Tires, Answer, just my family, and we're going to get that win.
Well done, Cooper Webb there.
Yeah, and well done for Webb, seeing the positives out of the day. Here are your series standings. Adam Cianciarulo has out-injured the other shoulder, not the shoulder that has kept him out of racing for the previous year. He was third in points coming in, did not race today, finishes, or drops back to seventh. Musquin 7 points behind Martin. Let's send it to Georgia.
Yes, Christian Craig, huge congratulations today. Oh my goodness, you absolutely dominated, and you kept that lead, and then you kept battling in second place. I mean, coming back, retiring, having a baby, getting married, and then you come out here and do this. Did you ever expect this was possible?
You know what, in my head I did. So a lot of people didn't, and I proved a lot of people wrong in this. And man, it's so awesome just to be up here and lead laps. It felt so good to be up there. My bike was so fast and running good, my Geico Honda, and man, I wish my son he's here, but I wish he was in my arms. I did this for him and my wife, and you know, I've been working so hard, and this is for them.
Huge congratulations. Well done, Christian Craig.
That's an awesome story, and great to have the Craig family back with us at the races. Here's the Lucas Oil upcoming schedule in this championship. Next weekend we're off, then we come back for Spring Creek in Millville, Minnesota, Washougal, Washington, just outside of Portland, Oregon. Final break of the year, then Unadilla in New York, Utah, and Indiana to wrap it up. And this championship in the 250 class rapidly changing. Marvin Musquin losing the points today to Jeremy Martin. We'll see if he can return with a vengeance at Martin's home track. For Georgia and Grant, I'm Jason. Thanks for watching at Red Bud.